Hello everybody. Now today we are going to learn the most important topic, that is cultivation of sugarcane. Let us go over to the topic. Now what happens here in this case? This sugarcane is a very important topic. Why it is important topic? Because this is grown as a commercial crop. It is also grown as a cash crop. Commercial crop is cash crop, but this has most significance in our Indian economy. So this sugarcane, it is a sugar crop. There are five species of sugarcane. Saccharum officinarum, here in this case Saccharum officinarum, Saccharum barberi, Saccharum sinensis, Saccharum spontaneum, Saccharum robustum. These are the five species of sugarcane. But here in this case Saccharum officinarum, this is grown on large scale in our country and in most of the countries in the Asian continent. Now, this Saccharum barberi is grown in North India, while Saccharum sinensis is grown in China, and in our country, Saccharum spontaneum it is grown. Saccharum officinarum and Saccharum spontaneum. These two are grown on large scale in our country. Now, here in this case, what is sugarcane? If you have seen the plant, you can know that this plant in the earlier stage looks like a jawar plant, like a grass plant. So this Saccharum officinarum is nothing but it is a hybridization between Saccharum officinarum and Saccharum spontaneum. So this Saccharum officinarum and Saccharum spontaneum. Actually, Saccharum spontaneum is a wild variety. It is called cans. It is a kind of grass. So there is a natural hybridization takes place, and this sugar cane is formed. Now this natural hybridization took place long ago. Now we have got other improved varieties under Saccharum officinarum. Now come to the uses. What are the uses of this sugar cane? As we know that most important that we get sugar, we get jaggery that we call gur, jaggery, and khansari. Khansari is also jaggery, but it is a poor quality jaggery. Then it is also available for as a forage for cattle. Then stubbles are also used after uh, this the waste material. These stubbles are used as a fuel. Then here in this case for hot mix, for preparation of hot mix, sugarcane leaves are also used. And important that in the sugar factories, bagasse, molasses, and pressed mud cake, these are the byproducts made available. Also, we can get wax. So these things are available out of the sugarcane at the uh, sugar factories. Then this, what are the uses of these things? Bagasse. Bagasse used in paper industry. These molasses, they are also used in distilleries for preparation of acetic acids, alcohol, and other products are also available as byproducts while we manufacture sugar from sugarcane. Wax is also available. It is used as a lubricating material. So there are other ingredients which are made available. Uh, it is a sweetener is there, and here in this case, This is used in ingredients are used in many things. So there are different uses of sugarcane. Now we should know that in the world, 60% of sugarcane comes from 60% of sugar comes from sugarcane, and other 40% it comes from sugar beet. But in our country, sugarcane is largely used for manufacturing of extraction of sugar, and sugar beet is used in very less quantity. It is also used in the processing industries. Now let us go to requirement of soil. Now this sugarcane is grown in wide range of soils. Means mostly all kinds of soils sugarcane can be grown. It may be medium soil, heavy soil, but medium black soil is good for cultivation of sugarcane. Then what should be the depth of sugarcane? The depth of the soil for sugarcane should be 60 to 120 centimeter, because lifespan of sugarcane is from 12 to 18 months, means almost 1.5 year, 1 to 1.5 year. This sugarcane plants remain in the soil. So the pH of soil should be 6.5 to 7.5. Means it is little acidic and a little alkaline. So in saline alkaline soil, acidic soils, this sugarcane crop cannot be grown satisfactorily. So it is not suitable for sugarcane. So this is the soil. Now come to climatic factors which are required for cultivation of sugarcane. Now this sugarcane is a tropical crop. Primarily it is a tropical crop, and the temperature should be 30 to 35 degree centigrade. It requires a sunny climate, so it requires a warm climate, but in a very cool climate, sugarcane cannot be grown. So the temperature should be 30 to 35 degrees centigrade for at least for 4 to 5 months. So later on, if the temperature is less than even then the sugarcane crop can be cultivated. But temperature in atmosphere should not be less than 7 degrees centigrade, and if it is less than 7 degrees centigrade, then the growth of plant will slow down. Then what should be the rainfall? 750 to 1250 mm rainfall. This is the yearly rainfall, annual rainfall required for growth of the plant. If there is a deficiency of water, if there is a deficiency of rainfall, then the sugar cane becomes fibrous. The cane becomes fibrous, means there will be less quantity of juice. Now come to the preparatory tillage. Now for land preparation, preparatory tillage is a land preparation for cultivation of sugarcane. Now here first of all we have to give plowing. First plowing is given immediately harvesting of the previous crop. Then other plowings are also given by using iron plow. Why iron plow is used? Because a deep plowing is very essential. Then after plowing, then we can use this, we can apply 35 to 50 tons of FYM in the soil. And then harrowing can be given, 2 or 3 harrowings can be given. So then this land leveling is done. In this way, for sugarcane, soil is to be prepared, the field is to be prepared. Now come to planting season and time. Now this in 1 year, at 3 times planting of sugarcane can be done. Means we don't get 3 seasons in 1 year. Means 3 times of planting is there. First of all, this is seasonal planting, that is called suru planting. It is done in the month of January, February. Then but this suru planting or seasonal planting has a less duration. It is of only 12 months duration, means 1 year. And the quality of sugarcane produced from the seasonal or suru sugarcane is comparatively poor. The second uh, time of sowing, that is a pre-seasonal sowing, is done in October, November. means middle of October to middle of November. And this duration of this plant is 15 months. And the most and last important, that is Adsali. Now this Adsali sugarcane, it is planting is done in the month of July, August. Now this Adsali uh, planting sugarcane has a life of almost 18 months. So this the quality of sugarcane produced out of this Adsali planting is the best one. Quality is best and the production is also more compared with the previous two kinds of planting. Now let us go to layout of land. Now when we have to, after preparation of land, we have to make layout before planting of sugarcane. There are different kinds of layouts, different kinds of furrows and all these things can be made. Primarily, uh, let us go one by one. First, it is a small bed with ridges and furrows. We know that ridges and furrows are made, and these are the small beds. The length of the ridges and furrows is less. So here in this case, the distance between ridges should be 105 to 120 centimeter. And here in this case, uh, as the distance is less, it is difficult for intercultivation. Means it is difficult for removing of weeds and all these things. So water flows in this method by direction as per the direction of furrows. The second is the serpentine method. Serpentine, it moves in the serpentine manner. So here the distance between ridges is same 105 to 120 centimeter, and in this here we can see in the figure that this water moves in this direction and it comes in this way. It moves in this direction. So the middle part, it is a ridge, and where from water flows, that is furrow. So planting is done in the shoulder of ridges, means not exactly on the ridges, not exactly in the furrows, but in middle. That we will see just now. So this is a good method. Then another method, it is a small beds with ridges and furrows. It is also same. Water also moves in the same direction, but the size of the bed is less. Third method is long furrow method. Short furrow and long furrow. What is the difference? That here in this case the distance between the ridges is kept 120 centimeter. Means distance is almost same 105 to 120 centimeter, but the length of furrow is more. Remember that this is not the length of ridges, this is the distance between the two ridges. So, in this case, tractor drawn implements are used and irrigation can be given. Generally, this long furrow method is used in our Maharashtra state. Fourth is contour furrow method. This contour furrow method means this method is used where there are hilly areas and where water it is difficult to give, means irrigation is difficult and the slope is more. So this contour furrow method is used where there is a gradient is 10 to 15 centimeter for running 33 meter. What is done here? Contour lines, round lines are made around the hilly areas, along the slopy areas, and after every 35 meter, 10 to 15 centimeter, that level is reduced. So this depends upon kind of soil in all this case. So this is used in slopy lands, means undulating lands means ups and downs are there, means it is not a plain land. Then here uh, this irrigation can be given. There is a reduction in soil erosion. This is the advantage. So this layout can be made, but it is rather difficult for cultivation. Then another fifth method. It is called paired row or patta method. So what happens in this case? That here in this case, two consecutive furrows are opened at 2.5 to 3 feet distance, and wide gap is kept. Wide gap of 5 to 6 feet is kept. So what is here in this case? Ridges and furrows are made, but the distance between the ridges is um, it is longer. It is 2.5 to 3 feet. Again, the distance, there is a gap that is kept between the two ridges. So, where the rainfall is less, where water availability is less, in that case, this method is used. It is generally not used in our state, but it gives vigorous growth. That is advantage. There is increased yield. That is also advantage because the plant is not dense. It doesn't grow densely. So in this case of plant, there is more space, so plant can get sunlight, sufficient sunlight, sufficient flow of air, a good quantity of water. So there is a vigorous growth, tremendous growth, profuse growth. Then intercultivation is also possible. We can take plant protection measures, we can take weeding, hoeing, so that is advantage. And we can also save irrigation water. So this is good. And intercropping is also possible in this pakka method, but it is not possible in other methods of sugarcane planting. Now come to the, so these were the layout, methods of layout. Now planting methods, depending upon the planting methods, layouts are made, or depending upon the layout, planting method is used. So here, there are different planting methods. Four important methods are there. First, that is ridges and furrows. Ridges and furrows means ups and downs. So up hill is there, again the depressed portion, again hill, again depressed portion. So here this ridges and furrows are made. Ridges and furrows are opened at the distance of 105 centimeter distance, and in medium in heavy soil 120 centimeter distance. So in light soil, that is 105 centimeter, for medium soil 105 centimeter distance, but in light soil it is 120 centimeter distance, and for in medium soil 105 centimeter distance between the ridges, that is to be kept. Now in this ridges and furrows method, there are again other methods. One is a weight method. This weight method name itself indicates that full of water, heavy water, more irrigation is given, and this is used in light to medium kind of soil. And here in this case, 5, 2.5 to 5 centimeter deep water is that is this deep water is given in the furrows, so there will be good plant stand. So this weight method, it requires more water. Generally, this is followed in our region, in our state. Secondly, dry method means the where irrigation available is less and the soil is heavy. In that area, dry method is used, where planting is done. Planting is done in ridges and furrows only. It is common for all. There is another method also that we are going to see. Now here, this irrigation is given after planting. Irrigation is given to the field. It is common thing. Now flat bed method. Till now we have studied ridges and furrows method. So previously it was ridges and furrows method. Now flat bed means it is a plain land, leveled land. This is usually in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and some other areas, generally not usually in Maharashtra. So here, what happens that flat beds are made, and rows, the distance between rows to rows is kept 60 to 90 centimeter. And here in this case, this sugarcane sets are pressed in the soil at the depth of 2.5 to 5 centimeter. Means the sugarcane sets, the pieces of sugarcane, they are pressed in the soil. So here in this case, while doing so, the bud should be upside. It should not be on the lower side. Third method, rain gun method. It is rarely used, but it is used where there is a very heavy rainfall, high rainfall areas, and in arsari planting, rain gun method is used. Generally, it is in Maharashtra, it is used in Kolhapur district. Nowadays, it is also not used in Kolhapur district because the rainfall pattern has changed and the days of rainfall uh, have reduced. So here, in flooding, what happens in the rain gun method? The areas where every year flood occurs at the river, in such areas, this method is used. So what is done? First of all, we have to prepare nurseries. Planting is done in nurseries in the month of June, July, and we have to prepare the seedlings. Actually, there is no seedlings, but sprouting takes place. And after 6 weeks, the sprouted sets are transplanted in the main field when the flood is over. What happens that when flood occurs in the field, that flood water goes into the flood occurs in the river, flood water goes into the field, that becomes completely muddy and furrowed condition. It is difficult for cultivation of sugarcane. That's why away from the main field, nursery is prepared, sets are planted, and after 6 weeks, means 1.5 months, there is a sprouting, and then the sprouted sets are transplanted into the main field where the flood is over, where the soil is now good. Now this trench and Java method, this is the last method. Nowadays, people are following this method because this requires less water, means less irrigation, less other practices. Previously or originally, this method was used in Java and Mauritius islands. Java and Mauritius islands. It was also practiced. It is also practiced in Assam. Now, what is done in this trench method? Trench means a pit, a large pit. What is done here in this case, the trench uh, trenches are made about 90 to 120 centimeters apart and about 1 feet deep. So distance between the two trenches should be 90 to 120 centimeter, means about 3 to 4 feet, and 1 feet deep trenches are made. Soil is loosened, soil is made, and then in the middle of the this trench, sugarcane sets are planted at the depth of 7.5 to 10 centimeter. Now remember that in this trench method, Java method, the depth of planting is more, that is 7.5 to 10 centimeter. But in the previous methods, the depth of planting of sugarcane sets is only 2.5 to 5 centimeter. So remember that the depth is doubled. So this method is good. We have to tie the plants when they grow very good. So these are the four methods of sugarcane planting. Let us take a review in very short. First, that was irrigation furrows method. Second, it was a flat bed method. Third, rain guard method. And fourth, trench or Java method. Let us go to next portion. Seed rate. Actually, there is no seed in sugarcane. In some varieties, seeds are produced, but these seeds are not used for sowing purpose because sugarcane is propagated by vegetative method, means by using stem cuttings. So here it is, though it is called seed rate, but it is actually set rate, SET set rate. So because sugarcane is propagated by vegetative method. Now here, in this case, what should be the quantity of sets we require? 25,000 to 30,000 sets per hectare. Means every set should have at least three eyebrows. So what is the length of the set? It is almost 12 to 18 centimeter. So in this set, we require 25 to 30,000 sets with having three eyebrows on each set. Now, these three eyebird sets are used. In some places, one eyebird sets also can be used, where the set rate will become 75,000. to 80,000 per hectare. These are the number of sets. There is no unit, there is no kilogram or quintal like that. Then selection of seed material means sets. Means before planting of sugarcane sets, we have to select the sets. What should be the quality of sets? That is important. Number one, that the set should be selected from well manured and cared nursery, good nursery. Then it should have three birds. Then single bird sets also can be used. Then it should not be immature. The cane should be fully matured. Dry. It should not be dry, scared seeds. Because the birds should not be dried. So that should be considered. The cane should be thick. The thicker canes give good growth, good sprouting, better germination. So this care to be taken. Now after selection of sets, we have to give set treatment before planting of sugarcane. Now set treatments in previous crops we have studied seed treatment. Now seed treatment is mostly same, but there are some additional treatments also. So the common treatments among the common treatments, they are organomercurial fungicide. As we have studied organomercurial compounds, so it is also organomercurial fungicide that is used to control seed-borne diseases. This treatment is given. Then treatment of carbendazim 0.1% or copper oxychloride. This treatment also should be given. So these two treatments are given, but there is one or two treatments still are important to be given. For sometimes the rotting stems get rotten. So in that case, you have to give treatment agalol or areton, 0.5% treatment. And the most important treatment, that is called hot water treatment, 50 degree centigrade temperature for 2 hours or 52 degree temperature for half hour. This what is done, we have to select the sets. Sets are cut, they are dipped in water, and water is heated up to 50 degrees centigrade. We should not boil the water, otherwise the birds will lose its germination capacity. So 50 degrees centigrade water up to 2 hours. If we increase the temperature to 52, it can be kept for half an hour, that is sufficient. So what is the use of this? It will control grassy shoot and other viral diseases. There are different number of diseases infect this sugarcane crop, but this grassy shoot, this is very important. That we are going to see later on. Now another treatment also can be given, that is a moist hot air treatment of 54 degrees centigrade. Now hot air treatment, generally this facility is not available with the cultivators, but that also can be given. Now another treatment is given, that is a 1% fish oil resin soap. We have to dip the sets in this solution. The purpose is that we have to control millibugs. To control millibugs, this treatment also can be given. And the last, that is chloropyrifos or heptachlor, that is 100, 1 kilogram at the rate of 1 kilogram per hectare. This is used to give treatment in the soil for controlling shoot borers and termites. It can be also applied on the canes. So in sugarcane, which are the treatments to be given? Organomercurial fungicide treatment, one, number two, carbendazim or copper oxychloride, number three, that is agalol or aeroton, number four, hot water treatment, number five, moist hot air temperature, and then chloropyrifos, likewise. It doesn't mean that all treatments will be given. So this set treatment depends upon the soil, climatic condition. If the soil is already infected, if in the previous sugarcane crop there were some diseases, then we have to give different treatments. Okay. Now varieties. There are different varieties which are named with CO. CO means Coimbatore. Why it is Coimbatore? Because at Coimbatore, sugarcane research center is located in India, and therefrom the varieties which are evolved, they are supplied to all over the country and in other countries also. So that is Coimbatore, CO740, C17, CO775, CO798. Likewise, there are other varieties like Sampada, Sanjeevani, and other varieties are also there. So CO means Coimbatore, you don't forget. Now come to manures and fertilizers. Now in these manures and fertilizers, this depends upon the type of planting. Fertilized manures can be given equally to all kinds of planting, but the doses of NPK depend upon the kind of planting. We have studied just now that suru planting, pre-seasonal planting, and adasali planting. Now here let us go to the doses. FYM means farm yard manure or compost can be given to all like 50 tons for Adasali, 35 tons to pre-seasonal, and 25 tons per hectare to seasonal cane planting. If we give more FYM, there is no harm. Now, let us see the doses of fertilizers. Now, first of all, we should remember the total dose, and these doses are splitted, divided, and applied in the field. Now, what are the total doses? Let us see. Here, in this case, Adasali 450, 170, 170. Means here it is Adasali NPK 450, nitrogen 450, phosphorus 170, potash 170 kilogram per hectare. For the pre-seasonal kind of plant, NPK could be nitrogen 350, phosphorus 170, potash 170 kilogram per hectare. And this dose is reduced to this seasonal or fruit. It is only 250, 125 as to 125. Remember that the dose of NPK is reducing and highest dose is required in Adasali planting. Now these 50, 35, 25, these are the tons of FYM you have to apply. So don't forget the total doses. Now how to apply the total doses of NPK? Let us go over there. Now here in Adasali, here it is Adasali. In Adasali, the total dose of nitrogen is 450 kilogram per hectare. So that is to be divided 45 kilogram nitrogen at the time of planting, 180 kilogram of nitrogen after almost 8 weeks means 2 months, remaining 45 after 12 weeks means 3 months, and last 180 dose, 180 kilogram dose is given 22 weeks after planting. So this is the time of application. Then the potash, out of 170 potash, 85 kilogram potash is given at the time of planting, and remaining 85 is given after 22 weeks. Intermediate, no dose of fertilizer, potassic phosphorus fertilizer is given. Now potash, out of 170, 85 kilogram of potash is given at the time of planting, and remaining 185, remaining 85 is given at 22 weeks after planting. Now, in case of pre-seasonal, the doses are like this at the time of planting, 35 as to 85 as to 85. Then nitrogen 140 after 8 weeks, remaining 35 after 12 weeks, and remaining 140 after 22 weeks. Again, the P and K doses are same as in Ansali. In this seasonal or shuru 25 as to 62 as to 62 at the time of planting, again 100 after 8 weeks, 25 after 12 weeks, and 100 after 22 weeks. Likewise, and then this phosphorus in 2 doses, potash in 2 doses. Likewise, we have to remember the doses. So this is all about NPK application and their doses. So the remaining part of topic we shall see in the next lecture. Uh, Thank you very much, everybody. Please listen this topic and read from your books for further studies. Thank you.